What we're going over is headlock escapes, just kind of how they lead into the J-Jack, a series that we've been looking at. So the first thing we're going to look at is going from just this headlock position into that like back fold or back clench position here. So what I want to do is I'm going to reach my hand and I want to hold on tight. Now I don't want to have my hips high. I want to make sure I'm getting my hips low so I can get underneath them so that I actually have some power to steer my partner back. I think it's probably the only way you're actually going to end up getting it. If I'm here, I'm just trying to lean into him as I'm folded over. He can just keep me down all day. So I want to grip my hands together, hips low here, and start to steer him back. From there, I'm in that J-Jack position, that J-Jack clinch. First one that we can go into is stepping in, boom. My hips are doing the majority of the work as I'm pressing into him, and then take him back. After that, I'm here, I go to step in, he bases out. Step back with the leg. I'm going to bump the back of this leg. You want to try to bump it as much as possible to get this leg light here so I can do the opposing motions of kicking this leg out as my head is steering down to the back here. Last one is here, boom. I go for that bump, and he steps around the leg. Back step, stomp the leg, and fold him down. What's important is I keep my hands gripped tight, and I'm pulling in as I'm doing it, and it kind of folds him over. Depending on time, actually not depending on time, you're just going to try to get through the series, find out what's going to work out best to show everybody. But we definitely want to, since we are looking at the headlocks, to go over just that lateral drop that he goes over. So I'm here. Now, this is the motion that I need to time. So if I'm here and he's starting to fold down, grab the wrist here, knee is going to drop right in front of his foot here, pull through, hold under the wrist. If we have time on this one, we're going to want to do that self-defense part of it. I know it's a lot, but I think this is really worth the time. So I'm here. If I'm getting punched here, this is bad, obviously. So what I'm going to try to do is straighten out my arm, and I'm going to try to bury my head here, okay? So that if he's punching, he's going to be punching my forehead. If this is getting where you can't take it, then I'm going to do two motions. I'm going to go forehead here, up over the shoulder, and grab in tight here. Then the rest of the series works out the exact same. So forehead, swim over the shoulder, gable grip, pull in tight. I think just kind of find out as far as time goes what's going to work out best and what you can kind of fit in. That's it for stand-up. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're on the ground this week. We're going to be going over back escapes, and we're going over the safe side escapes. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm defending my neck here, preventing him from being able to get his arm across with a choke. So I want to make sure arms across, tucking down, and being able to defend. If his hand is over here, pulling down, and I'm defending here. Now what I want to do is I want to make as much space between my back and my partner's chest. Sometimes it's just a little bit of space, but you try to make whatever you can so that you can start to get your back flat to the mat. What I want to do from here is I want to fold forward, okay? Sometimes I post my hand to the mat, sometimes I don't. If you need a little extra shove, I think posting the hand to the mat helps. I'm going to fold forward, post the hand, push, and then I want to try to get my shoulders flat to the mat here. As soon as my shoulders are flat to the mat, he's no longer on my back, which means I don't have to worry about the chokes as much. He can have his grips, he can try to choke. It's just not going to happen. Now, from here, we're just going to go for the very traditional back escape. I normally, depending on where his leg is, I'm either pushing, right, and then grabbing the foot, or if the foot's already out like this, I can just grab it, push away with both of my arms. Now I'm going to walk my legs out, put the hands on the clock, boom, and then I want to just roll my partner away. So I'm going to drive into my partner, roll him up on the side here, and I want to put solid pressure with my ribs right against his ribs here. From there I can transition right to side control with good solid pressure. It's not always this easy. What happens a lot of times is your partner is going to make it difficult. The more that they're kind of a beginner, the more they just start crossing their feet. As I start to fold forward here and I drop over to the side, I get into this position, try to push the leg away, and I notice that he's crossing his feet down here. There's a couple different ways to escape, and they all just depend on which way he's crossing his feet. So from here, I want to put pressure on my partner's leg, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to step up that inside leg, stepping over my leg here, and I'm going to be stomping his foot down. Boom. From here, I just want to make sure that I get that other leg up and over his, and I can start to escape. Now, if he crosses his feet the other way here, You'll see that if I try to stomp, I'm not stomping anything, it's gonna unhook. So what I need to do is I need to change up my plan. I'm gonna go for that foot lock just a little bit. Normally they just let go, and that's awesome. So I'm gonna make sure, because I'm gonna have to turn towards the legs, I'm gonna make sure that I'm defending my neck. Because obviously if I just leave it here with his hand in the choke, and I start to turn it out here, he's gonna choke me. So make sure I get rid of that grip here, boom, turn to my side, I'm defending my neck. From here, I'm gonna swing my leg up and over. I wanna make sure that the inside of my leg here clears all the way over, and I hook right on the toes here. From there, you can get the tap, you sometimes probably will, but what ends up happening the majority of the times is I start to go for this. He goes to that position, boom, and I get back here. And I can escape the exact same. Now, the better they get, the more they just try to recover a good position, and that usually is just going from the back position to mount. That's a smart move on his part. I fold forward and get over to the side. Now I want to push the leg here, and all I want to do is just recover half guard. Doesn't matter, it doesn't matter how fast he's trying to transition, doesn't matter what he's trying to do from there. I just shove the leg in between my legs, and then that makes it pretty simple. From there, I'm in a solid half guard, and I can recover position really well. From here, boom, I just push the leg down and flip out until I get to here. Boom, you can start to get up. There's lots of other things you guys can get into and show, obviously, that are just really slick ways to escape and off of just this series. But this is just kind of the main stuff that we want to get into for the class this week. That's it. If you have any questions, let me, or well, actually Professor Nick's going to be out this week. Let me know, and then we can go over it.